Hey guys, this is Tim with Decoding Panels right here on the Codex Station. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you know when we've got this and other great stories coming your way, along with new episodes of the Codex podcast, Breaking the Code, one-shots, mail call, and more. All right, ready? Sit back, relax, and let's do this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Decoding Panels. Today, we have for you the first appearance of Gideon, Domino, and yes, the Merc with a mouth himself, Deadpool. Now, the credits for New Mutants 98 are as follows. Plots and artwork go to Rob Liefeld, script goes to Fabienne Nicieza, colors go to Sal Busolato, and letters go to Joe Rosen. Now, yes, old Deadpool was supposed to be a one and done with this issue. He was supposed to appear here and then be gone. No more Deadpool. But we all know that that's not how things work in comic books. Oh, no. As a character, Wade Wilson has exploded in popularity. He's made several appearances in a ton of other characters' books and been a major character in just as many. He did several appearances in X-Force before moving on to the miniseries that were dedicated him before finally moving on to the first of many ongoing series, killing the Marvel Universe, being food for the Marvel Zombies during Secret Wars, and oh, so much more, guys. So, join me as we make stacks of pancakes and burn our chimichangas as we explore New Mutants 98. We start in a very secluded room in a faraway mountain chalet in Colorado. The time is 8:22 in the morning, December 3rd. The man before us stands ready, his grin almost mischievous. Adam, initiate the attack sequence. Oh, and make it something random, please. As you wish, Master Gideon, Adam says over the intercom. I must warn you, though, Master Gideon, the combat modules being used are the best Shaw Industries has. Wonderful, Gideon says. He begins his training. Moving forward, he dismantles the robots piece by piece. Ever the businessman, Gideon's mind is working as well. Adam, he says, dismantling another of Shaw's robots. Take this down. Dear Mr. Shaw, for the amount of money I'm paying for these machines, I'd very much like it if you could make them a little quieter. Ever yours, Gideon. Master Gideon, Adam says, even your powers of superhuman enhancement assimilation don't warrant the overconfidence you have with the programs I've put into these robots. Oh, of course it does. Another robot is taken down, one being used as a club this time around. Let's go down the list, shall we? Assimilation of flight, maneuverability, computer-coordinated reflexes, and, of course, strength. His powers are quite impressive, as we no doubt can see. Finishing up, Gideon begins to float down. Not too bad for a morning workout, if I do say so myself. Adam has Gideon's rope prepared. Very good, sir. As always, sir. Absolutely stunning. Of course it is. What's on my agenda for today, Adam? A schedule most thrilling, sir. Today at 12, you have some charity work with the Taylor Foundation. 12:30 is lunch with Miss Chaffee, and at 2, the DaCosta stock inquiry. 3 o'clock is the Roxxon and Savage Land oil leases, and 4 is your afternoon workout. Dinner, of course, remains open. Gideon lands, his robe going on in a swift motion. Prepare the jet. New Orleans sounds good today, yes? I'm in the mood for the blues and seafood. Of course, sir. Will Miss Chaffee join you as well? Let's see how lunch goes, shall we? Of course, sir. As Gideon leaves, he has an afterthought. Oh, about Emmanuel DaCosta. We have someone in place, do we not? We certainly do, sir. Who would that be? Eve, sir. Wonderful. have her proceed as planned. What that is, we'll have to find out a little later. Meanwhile, in another secluded bunker in a basement of what is left of a mansion, 2 days after Gideon's workout. This training session is taking place in the Danger Room by the New Mutants commander, Cable. Alongside him is the team's field commander, Sam Guthrie. "You sure you don't need a hand?" "Very," Cable shouts at Sam's request. Does Sam listen? Not exactly. "Well, I hope you don't mind if I get in for my own sake then." "Cannonball, I told you not to." "Lend a hand, I know. I'm just doing what we're training for, right? Honing my mutant abilities. That's the line, right?" "Yeah," Cable says. "That's the line, all right." "Fine, then. Let's get to work." Cable drops as Cannonball slams into the robot. "Computer, initiate attack sequence." Calm as still water, Cable watches as Sam effortlessly dodges the projectiles coming at him. "Come on, Cable, I've done this one in my sleep." "So you have," Cable says. "I won't make that same mistake again." "I've noticed something, Sam. You're able to mute your kinetic field around you, but it really depends on the amount of concentration you put into it. Let's see how you concentrate on a few things at once." Cable reaches his cybernetic hand forward. 2 shots erupt from his hand, Cannonball barely dodging. Whoa! Sam has failed. His concentration has been broken. "I couldn't do it," he says, coming in for a landing. "I was able to dodge your shots, but I couldn't quiet my blast field at the same time. What's up with the new armaments, by the way?" Cable gives him a brief explanation. "It was time for some upgrades. You did good, Sam. The first step is learning to tone down your field. The next is learning how to use it as a protective defense. That would make a great asset for the team." Sam's frustration, though small, is enough. "I don't mean to be rude, but in case you haven't noticed, there ain't much of a team around here anymore." "Oh, I've noticed," Cable says. "What are we going to do about it then?" "Well, there's not really much we can do." Cable lays it all down for Sam. Warlock was a casualty, a fallen soldier. Wolfsbane is either a prisoner somewhere or has defected. Until we know for sure, we sit tight and wait. "We are not soldiers, sir. We're family." Sam's passion is very evident, but Cable's reality is just as much. "If life were a picnic, we'd all be one big happy family. Life, Sam, is war, and you are a soldier. You'd be wise to start accepting that fact." In another part of the world, the office building of DaCosta International, the day is December 4th, 1 day before Cable and Cannonball's Danger Room training. "Mr. DaCosta?" A woman says this. A man sits in the darkened office, his gaze to the city before him. "I have your coffee." "Ah, thank you." Her heels click across the floor as Mr. DaCosta turns away to continue contemplating. The woman's smile is anything but friendly. He drinks greedily, and the poison begins to work. Almost instantly, he knows something is wrong, but it's too late. He gasps, chokes, doubles over, and then is no more. The woman, Eve, stands in the doorway, very happy. Another section of the sub-basement of the X-Mansion, New Mutants bunker, December 5th. Boom Boom and Richter are having quite the conversation. Stick your head in an oven, or how about swallowing a rocket launcher? Wait, walk through the bad parts of Detroit. Yeah, that's perfect right there. What are you saying, Boom Boom? That's all crazy talk. Kind of the point there, Rick. You don't get it. Rick says this very, very frustrated. I don't care. We left Renee in Genosha weeks ago. We can't forget about her. Maybe, Boom Boom says, but what are you really going to do about it, huh? It seems like she chose to stay there. You don't know that, Richter shouts. I might not be able to do it alone, but if you helped me, maybe... What? Boom says. She knows his plan is crazy. So I make some time bombs. Make some potholes bigger than an extra large pizza. Blow up a gas station here and there, and we both end up dead. Hard pass on that. Richter has had enough. He bolts out the door. Hey, where you going? To help Renee. She can't stay in Genosha. Cable ain't gonna let you go, you know, Boom shouts. I wasn't going to ask his permission. Boom Boom is caught in a dilemma. What to do? Rat out Richter or try and help her friend? We'll find out soon enough, but first, let's get back to Cable, hard at work in Xavier's library. It's quiet, but then something catches his attention. Too little too late, though, as whatever, or whoever it is, detonates an explosive right in front of his face. The smoke clears and we see who our assailant is. Red and black costume, 2 swords and many, many pouches. This man means business. You're Nathan, yeah? He says this. The name's Deadpool. It's a pleasure. Mr. Tolliver sent me here to find you. So you have, Cable returns. He's as surprised as we are. I'm also here to kill you, Deadpool continues. Funny thing, you know how Mr. Tolliver is all about this assassination business, right? Well, don't take it too personal when I frost your butt. Just part of the job. I won't, Cable says. Deadpool continues. Talking seems to be part of the killing process. Mr. Tolliver said you were pretty cold. It seems he was right. Cable, however, disagrees. Mr. Tolliver says quite a bit of things, doesn't make any of them true, and that's what got him into this mess to begin with. Oh, that's not true, Deadpool says. Way Tolliver sees it, you're to blame for what went down, and since he's the one paying to keep the lights on, it's hasta la vista. Suddenly, Deadpool is surprised from behind by none other than Cannonball. I did it, he shouts, slamming into Deadpool's back. I was able to quiet my kinetic field. Did you see? He's excited as a kid in a pod racer. Deadpool 2 is quite surprised, but not for long. So you did, kid, so you did. Won't happen again, though. This neural net should take care of that. Out of a strategically placed pouch comes the net itself, as Sam Guthrie shouts how it's going through his kinetic field. Sam is now down for the count. He sure does have an eye for the obvious, Deadpool says, watching him fall. This gives Cable the chance he needs to make his presence known. You talk too much, he says, slamming a fist into Deadpool. Another comes just as quickly from the other side. Deadpool is now down. Huh, maybe I do, he says, clearing the cobwebs. You may have broken my jaw. I hate it when that happens. Deadpool is up, a knife leaving his hand and planting itself firmly into Cable's thigh. It's almost as if Deadpool is enjoying this. Gee, that must have really hurt. Here, let me put you out of your misery. As he comes in for the kill, someone has other plans. Vibrations? From an earthquake, perhaps? Send Deadpool flying backward. Richter has arrived. Boom Boom and now Sunspot are not far behind. Leave us alone. We're tired of people always attacking us. Let me think about that for a second, Deadpool says. Nah. Strange tentacle-like things come from Deadpool's wrist. He is an assassin with much still unknown as the tentacles wrap around Richter's throat. Your vibration powers are so unpredictable, so you're out first, okay, Richter? He's able to get one scream out before being disabled. Now, go ahead, keep moving around, okay, kid? The more you do, the tighter it gets. What can you do to stop us, then? Sunspot has had enough. Boom Boom, on the other hand, is thinking twice. Sunspot runs as Cannonball urges him to stop. Hey, it's what the body wants to do, right? You think your strength is going to be enough. Nobody has any grace anymore. No, subtlety? And like that, Deadpool drops. Boom Boom is confused. She's as confused as we are. What just happened? Sunspot says. I happened. Hello, Cable. You called? So here I am. Cable seems very happy. Just in time, like usual. How you been, Domino? I've been around, here and there. How's the babysitting going? It could be worse, Cable says, eyeing the now disabled assassin. We were doing just fine against Deadpool, Sam shouts. Yeah, of course you were, Domino retorts. And, let me guess, you didn't need any help either. Let's not all go taking the credit for Deadpool's capture now. We need to figure out what exactly to do with him. Deadpool, of course, has an answer for that. Well, I've always wanted a chance to rehabilitate, somewhere nice, right? Like a prison in the Bahamas? Maybe we should just send you right back to Tolliver and let him deal with you, Cable says. Tolliver doesn't take too kindly to failure, if I remember right, Domino adds. The rest of the New Mutants are a little taken aback by all this. Do you see how Domino affects Cable? Sam says. He's actually smiling, Sunspot replies. It's kind of cute, like Bonnie and Clyde. Well, Boom Boom, that didn't really end out all that well. Later that night, Cable and Domino are going over some files. What did you end up doing with Deadpool, she asks. Oh, him? Bound, gagged, and mailed back to Tolliver. Mailed? Yeah, PGX style. Cable moves on. Let's go over what little we have available to us, shall we? 5 mutants are on the screen. They're mutations before Cable and Domino. Rusty Collins, Skids Blevins, a mutant named Karma, one that calls herself Magma, and Danielle Moonstar, otherwise known as Mirage. Not too much to work with, Domino says. I realize that. I've already taken steps to remedy the situation. What Cable is talking about is not for us to know at this point. At the same time Cable and Domino are working on recruiting, someone else is leaving. A hatch is tossed to the side and Richter climbs out. He has his gear. He's ready to go after Renee. With nothing else on his mind, he leaves. We see Boom Boom, fast asleep, unaware of what her friend has set off to do. A note from Richter is all she'll have when she wakes. Very early the next morning, Sunspot, Roberto da Costa, 3, 2, 1. Very early the next morning, Sunspot, Roberto da Costa, sleeps fitfully. A voice calls out his name, telling him to wake. His eyes open wide. Who? He says, becoming aware of his surroundings, and the man that now stands before him. Gideon, what are you doing here? How did you get through the mansion's defense systems? That's not important right now, Roberto. I have some very grave news for you. Your father, he had a heart attack. He's dead. Okay, that was a wonderfully done 90s comic book adventure. Guys, we did a review of this on episode 38? No, episode 36 of the podcast, where we reviewed this particular issue. And if I remember right, it did not get very good reviews. I think that's for good reason. Go check out the podcast episode so that way you can see what we thought about it. But to give you a brief rundown, I didn't care for it too much. I know this book is immensely popular, and it's worth oodles of cash. But I personally don't think that the story's very good, and I don't think that the artwork is super awesome. Though I do believe that this is Rob Liefeld starting to get at his peak. before he goes into X-Force and then eventually over to Youngblood, which is a whole nother story. But anyways, guys, I hope you really enjoyed what you saw and heard here today. And if you did, be sure to hit the subscribe button, light up that notification bell, and like this video so that way you'll know when new episodes from the Codex Station come out. As always, my name is Tim. This is Decoding Panels, and I will see you next time.